Good afternoon, everybody. Anthony Aniano here from Rotoballer Radio and Rotoballer.com to bring you the top 5 waiver wire ads for Week 3 of your fantasy football season at the running back position. Full disclosure, recording this Sunday night, giving you an early look at the Week 3 waiver wire. We use Yahoo roster percentages, try to keep it at or below 50%. Few injuries at the running back position off the top of my head. James Conner comes out. Alvin Kamara did not play. DeAndre Swift also out. Mark Ingram is still available. Crossed over close to that 50% rostership, so he doesn't make my top 5 as people scramble to add him right before game time here, Week 2. So if you're wondering where Mark Ingram is, that's why he has been left off, and we don't know how long Alvin Kamara will be out. So at number 5 at the running back position, and full disclosure, it was thin this week off the waiver wire. I looked for volume. I looked for involvement in the game more than what I really looked at in terms of overall production and fantasy points. And that brings me to number 5, right? Tyler Algier of the Atlanta Falcons. 13% rostered. Now, he only had 3 fantasy points. So you're saying, Anthony, why is he making your list at number 5? Well, the truth of the matter is he had as many carries as Falcons starting running back Cordell Patterson. And that made me take notice in Week 2. Patterson went 10 for 41, didn't catch a ball. Okay, he wasn't overly effective. Tyler Algier goes 10 carries for 30 yards, only 3 fantasy points, but he was as involved as Cordell Patterson in terms of touches. Week 3 on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. At number 2 in San Francisco, Terrion Davis-Price, the rookie, 8% rostered. Only 3, again, like in Atlanta, only 3.3 fantasy points, but he goes 14 carries for 33 yards for the 49ers. Jeff Wilson, way more effective, 18 carries, 84 yards. Week 3 at Denver, but I will say this. Remember the San Francisco offense. Last season with Jimmy Garoppolo, because he's back under center now. This is an offense that is going to look to run the ball. It loses a bit of its dynamic nature, on paper at least, without Trey Lance. So they will run the ball. Jeff Wilson, Terrion Davis-Price will lead the way until Eli Mitchell returns. At number 3, the first benefactor of the James Conner injury, Eno Benjamin of Arizona, 10% rostered. He goes 8 carries for 31 yards. He goes 4 targets, 3 receptions for 20 yards, 8.10 fantasy points. He's averaged 8.5 fantasy points actually over his first 2 games, as he has been involved in a supplementary role in Arizona. Now, if Arizona declares him the starter for Week 3, okay, he could leapfrog to the number 1 ad of the week. At number 2, Raheem Mostert of the Miami Dolphins, 43% rostered, and just outplayed, outtouched, outcarried Chase Edmonds in Miami's miracle comeback against the Baltimore Ravens. He gets 11 carries for 51 yards, 3 catches on 3 targets for 28, 10.9 fantasy points for Mostert, who we know has been a dynamic running back when healthy in the NFL. In comparison, Chase Edmonds, only 5 carries, okay, and only 3 targets, only 1 reception. Edmonds got his hands on the ball only 6 times. Raheem Mostert got his hands on the ball 14. Again, production not off the charts, but the touches were there. And at number 1, the number 1 running back waiver wire ad of the week, who could drop, again, as more information potentially comes out of Arizona, but Darrell Williams, formerly of the Chiefs, 3% rostered. He gets 8 carries for 59 yards. So the same amount of carries as Eno Benjamin. He's more effective with those carries, and Darrell Williams gets in the end zone. He also has 3 targets, 2 receptions for 3 yards, 14.2 fantasy points, and like Eno Benjamin, obviously going against the Rams in Week 3. So we see how that whole injury situation shakes out in Arizona with Conner and what happens with Benjamin and Williams going forward. So in recap, my top 5 waiver wire running back ads for Week 3. Number 5, Tyler Algier of the Atlanta Falcons. Number 4, Terrion Davis-Price of the 49ers. Number 3, Eno Benjamin in Arizona. Number 2, Raheem Mostert of the Miami Dolphins. And number 1, Darrell Williams of the Arizona Cardinals. Folks, follow me on Twitter at @AnianoFantasy. Head over to rotoballer.com for more great waiver wire content and a whole lot more. Sign up with the promo code ACES. save 10% at discount. And stay right here to Rotoballer Radio's YouTube channel for more waiver wire and week 3 preview videos. All right, everybody. Hopefully you won in week 2. Good luck in week 3. We'll see you next time right here on Rotoballer Radio.